Hey guys, welcome back. Today I am doing a book review, or a pseudo book review. It was requested that I continue to do the book reviews separately. So for my readers who really enjoy these, this one is for you. And if you're one of my makeup girls, hopefully you like to read too, and this is just another video that you will join us in. Okay, so the book I want to talk about today is Shades of Grey by Jasper Fforde. And I have talked about Jasper Fforde, a million times. His Thursday Next series is one of my all-time favorite book series on the planet. I've also read the Nursery Crime series from him. I'm going to say that the Nursery Crime series is my least favorite. This one falls right in the middle, and the Thursday Next series, it just continues to be my favorite. If you haven't heard me talk about the Thursday Next series before, if you are a reader, if you are a writer, if you are the kind of person who really understands kind of the hidden jokes in a book when it's referencing other literature in a very subtle way, then you will love that series. This book, I would say, if you like Jasper Fforde's writing, you will like this book as well. This book, as I was reading it, just made me think of employees that work for a company like Pantone, where they work with color and color swatches all the time, or I don't know, if you are a decorator of some sort, or in a business where you deal with a lot of color swatches, either, mixing paints, or like on a flooring carpet situation, or, make custom curtains or whatever. That's who I kind of have in the back of my mind as to the kind of person that this book is really sort of written for, the people that would enjoy this kind of book the most. So the book is called Shades of Grey, and that is basically because it's a book about color. And I try to do these book reviews without giving away any of the storyline for you, because I don't want to ruin any of it for you, which is very hard to do. But basically, just to kind of get you started, the characters are kind of identified by a color. It's a color that they are supposed to be able to see better than other colors, and in a way it's almost like a dystopian book, where society is kind of set up, and the hierarchy is kind of set up based on what color you fall under. And of course, every color has a range of colors within that, color spectrum, and so there is a spectrum within each color, and all of that really is kind of at the core of the book. And then it also is basically, I don't really want to say a mystery book, because it's not necessarily, but the main character is kind of taken through what starts off as kind of a simple task and lifestyle, and becomes more and more and more complicated as the story progresses. Now, for me, I think Jasper Fforde is very detailed about, and how he goes about things. He's very specific. It's kind of part of his humor, and it's just part of his writing. And so through this book, he's very specific and detailed about the color scenario. And I can say that after a little while, I was kind of over that part. I was like, okay, we get it. I don't want to say it became monotonous, but it was a little bit like, okay, we get it. And so as I was coming to the end of the book, I enjoyed the book. The Thursday Next series is really just so good that, I think it's hard. It's just going to be a series that's hard to beat, or to top, or to even match. And so Jasper Fforde is really good about coming up with these concepts and kind of turning them into an entire world, and can take you on this adventure through these multiple books in this specific world. His other nursery rhyme series, he takes books that are based on nursery rhymes and kind of, turns them into something else. And he's very good at that. And he does the same thing with this, all just based on color. So, it's very much his writing, it's very much his humor, It didn't pull me in as much as the Thursday Next series did. I think because, while I do like color, I'm not, obsessed with the chromatic scheme of colors. So, for me that was a little, like I said, not monotonous, but I don't know another word, a little tedious maybe. After a little while I was like, okay, I'm a little over that part of it. It's very interesting though how he winds the characters together and how he just comes up with these concepts of these worlds, and he can take the simplest thing like color or like a nursery rhyme, or I wouldn't say that other literature is a simple thing, and he can create this entire other world based on it. And not only does he create this entire world, but there's always kind of this evil, underlying, lurking story plot to it in a lot of times. And that's what happened here. And that was actually kind of surprising for me. The sort of catch of the book that kind of really draws you into it comes pretty darn close to the end of the book. And so I kind of thought this was going to be a book I would enjoy, but I wasn't going to love it, and I didn't know if I would kind of continue on with the series or not. But just at the end, he really kind of grabbed onto me, and so I'm eager to kind of really see what else happens through this series. So Jasper Fforde, if you've never read him, definitely read the Thursday Next series. Definitely if you are a fan of literature and writing in any way, I think you will greatly appreciate it. Know that he has a dry sense of humor, and I'm sorry, I can see that my webcam is kind of freeze framing, so I apologize for that. If you really like a smart writer, you will like this, or you will appreciate the book. If you just want to read something that's a little bit different, you will appreciate this book. Definitely read the Thursday Next series. Like I said, if you are a reader, I think you will like that one the most. All of his books are light reading though. None of them are really hard to understand. Even if you don't get the references to the other literature, for example, if you're not, if you haven't read a ton of classic literature, that's okay. There is still plenty in those books for you. And the same thing with this one. I think he writes in a way that even if a lot of the very detailed humor and wittiness is kind of flying over your head because you just don't have that background yet to kind of pull from, it's okay. You will still, enjoy the book. It's still pleasurable reading, and it's still light reading. It's not something that you're going to feel like, gosh, I really don't understand what's going on here, or this is just such a hard book to plow through. It's still light reading. It is something that you could take on a car trip or lay on the beach and read and that kind of thing and still enjoy. So he got me at the end with this one. I'm just going to tell you, he pulled me in at the end, so I may have to continue reading and see what else happens to these characters. And I know that doesn't tell you much about the book, really, but I'm going to stop here because, like I said, I don't like to ruin anything for anyone. And so if you have any questions about it though, then feel free to let me know. If you're new to my channel, then subscribe. I do a lot more beauty videos typically, but I do pseudo book reviews, I do organizational videos, just all kinds of things. So if you're new and you just want to, meet some new friends, then feel free to subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.